Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as we welcome for a young listening session, the one and only Costa. Titch.
Come on.
Yo, yes. What's up, bro?
How you doing, bro?
Easy, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm excited and nervous. It is crazy. Yeah.
When you and the team made the decision that, okay, cool, these are the songs we're putting on the album.
Yo, we had fights.
Yeah.
Yo, we made something like over 250 songs.
Sure.
Yeah, and had to cut it down to like, what, 17 songs. Yeah, so it was a difficult process. Difficult. And that's also because I'm such a perfectionist, man. Like I really love my craft, and I cherish it so much. So it was like, you know, what we put out, I need to be ready to listen to this until like the end of my career, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was just, it's more exciting than anything, but definitely nerve-wracking. Yeah.
Is there anything else that formed part of the criteria when it came to choosing the songs that would make up your album?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't want to fall for the trap of making just musical music, like just too much musical music. I really wanted to come through with a sense of like some hits. Yeah. You know, first album is very important. You need to make as much noise as possible. So you can't just rely on playlist music, if that 100%. Makes sense. You know, so, and plus I'm a very good performer. You know, so definitely a lot of energy needs to be in the music, if that makes sense, you know.
Does make sense.
So those things play a lot, like a huge role in deciding what songs made the cut, but also just enough to let the audience get to know me. That is definitely important.
Let's talk about the transition, because there's not a lot of people that can say they started out as dancers. And say when they ventured into the whole music part and being a performing artist, it goes well. What led to you actually making the decision that I want to be a performing artist?
Yo, like obviously being a dancer in the beginning, it was like, you know, this is my life, you know. But as I grew up and I learned more about the entertainment industry, I realized that my vision for myself was actually an artist, not a dancer. And it started unfolding when I was dancing for artists, you know, because we'd get on stage, you know, performing, that's not an issue. But on the road, the type of lifestyles they were living, I was like, actually, this is what I've been envisioning for myself. You know? And unfortunately, just with the dancing, it just wasn't going to get there, you know. So it was a big risk. I had to make it. You can never be seen as the artist if you're dancing behind the artist. So literally cut off the dancing completely. I was like, no more dancing gigs, out. And then the music game humbled me, you know.
In what way?
Well, obviously, you know, as an upcoming artist, you don't make any money, you guys. It's really, really difficult to convince someone to pay you, you know. That's the thing, especially when you have no hype. If you're not bringing people to their venues, you're still trying to get a name for yourself. Majority of the work is free, you know.
I'm a bit confused by that, because I mean, like, if you're dancing behind superstars, are you telling me that no one put in a good word for you? No one said, yo, let's make a remix, I'll hop on it? No one tweeted or retweeted your work? What are you saying?
I'll be honest, I was the guy in the clique that they all said must stick to dancing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who said that first?
I won't mention names, but there was a lot of guys in the industry that were like, this one, nah, he must stick to the dancing, leave the music alone. He's got a long way to go, you know.
Which artist, the first artist you met, you were a fan of? When you met them for the first time, they disappointed you because they were actually douchebags.
Wow, Sabi.
Yeah, no, it's a real thing.
So it's like your crush, and then you meet them, and then they're like, nah.
Because I can tell you that in our world, there's so many radio jocks I looked up to. When I met them, I'm like, wow, you're such a piece of, you know what I mean?
Well, I get you. I mean, like, but I guess, like, for me, I don't think I was disappointed. I kind of just actually got to realize who they are as a person, and that actually allowed me to see the game differently. I see, because I started to see that, okay, on social media they have this persona, and that's why they're doing that persona, but behind closed doors they're actually just who they are. You know what I mean? So it wasn't more of a disappointment, it was actually a realization of this is how they finesse in the game and how they making sure they make like major moves, if that makes sense. You know,
love it. Made in Africa, why name the album that?
Man, it's not really that deep into the sense of like, yo, like it's all about Africa and whatnot. It's really about, like, you know how when you buy certain clothing or products you see made in China as a stamp, and I really wanted to do that with SA hip hop. I feel like it's time that we brand SA hip hop and push it into the world, because it's always going to be a constant like comparison. Is it like authentic to South Africa, or we're trying to be like Americans? That conversation has just been going on for too long. You know, so rather if I can maybe make the first step towards artists starting to realize that it's time for us to brand ourselves and push our music out to the world and brand it as this is made in Africa. Because if you listen to it, you'll hear a lot of the beats, they sound American.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trap beats, you know what I mean? But the subject matters and the things we talk about, that relates to South African and African market.
All right.
You know what I mean?
I want you to hold it there, Alto. I see you got a question. We got to play the next song. This is track number 3 off the album. When I saw this feature, I was excited. You got Java. It's called Holy Rain. Tell us about this song.
Wow, this song was manifested, bro. I remember like 4 or 5 years ago, I was in studio with Must Be Dubs, and I'm like, bro, when I make my first album, I gotta do it with Java. I need a song with Java, It was really, like, for me, I don't know, there's something about the energy within his music that really just touched my soul. And, as being a hip-hop artist with a lot of energy, it's like such a contrasting sound, But for me personally, I really just wanted that to happen, and funny enough, the stars just aligned and we managed to get in touch with each other, and it happened.
All right, GP, there you go. It's Costa Titch, track number 3 off the album. The album is called Made in Africa. First listening session of 2020. Teaming up Nos Java. Tweet us at YFM. The official hashtag is the best drive. You can watch this action live now at YFM on Instagram or DJ_Savvy. Let's go.
Ay, 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 yeah, ay. I just wanna tell my story. Tell my mama I'll be back with glory. Yeah. Ricky just envied my story. Now I gotta tell my story. Ay. Growing out straight, focused on the dancing. Went to good school, had to shout out parent. In the garage, all the Stone Age made a legend. We was trapping out the house, then went the legends. Then Lil Shawty broke my heart, I had to move. Went to JHB and focused on my moves. Then I danced for cash, but first payment was shoes. Paid the rent when the music hit the blues. Shit got tough, man was sleeping on the couch. Big bro took me in and out for the clout. Had some labels in the cup, but filled with doubt. Stepped that past, no one knew what I'm about. In the pressure, my boy Benny pulled me out. I can only thank God I got out. Times were tough, chill would take care of the bill. God bless all the best friends playing Dr. Phil. We was riding with Nasino to the crib. Told him mama blend that get hit. Back to the crib and we went and played some. 30 minutes later we done made a hit.
We hanging out to the one and only Costa Titch. It's the official listening session for his album. We're giving you that VIP exclusive cut. Album officially drops this coming Friday. You are listening to it 2 days before it drops because that's how special you is. If I'm not mistaken, Costa, you are Aquarius, yeah?
Yes, sir.
What?
And as far as I'm aware, Aquarius, they're born as shy. They're very shy, quiet. But on the other hand, they can be eccentric and energetic. Mm-hmm. However, in both cases, they are deep thinkers and highly intellectual people who love helping others. They are able to see without prejudice on both sides, which makes them people who can easily solve problems. After reading all of this, which part would you say is true?
Everything. Mm-hmm. I'm like the most shy guy face to face, but put me on stage in front of thousands of people and I'm gonna rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's definitely true. I also think a lot. I'm always in my head. Like my management team, like, yo, man, I thank them because they have to deal with a lot. I think about everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just that type of person. I'm very invested in my product. You know, so I'd say it's very true.
All right.
So it's like an alter ego that takes place, like Beyonce. What I wanted to know, we just played a song featuring Java. Firstly, when did you guys make that song?
During lockdown.
During lockdown. Yeah. So with all the noise around him regarding sexual allegations about the sexual assault and, rape attached to his name, was it a deliberate decision for you to say, I'm going to ignore what people are saying, I'm going to ignore the call for justice, and I'm going to make a song with the person who I deem my idol anyway? And why did you take that? Why did you make that decision? Because I feel like you've taken a stance.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, if anything, man, he hasn't been, deemed guilty in the court of law. You understand what I mean? Mm-hmm. And right now, it's still a he say, she say thing. I don't really want to get involved in that side of things because it's not my place. You know what I mean? But just the mere fact that he was able to make music with me, I mean, that doesn't really put a stance on my brand, if that makes sense. That's got to do with him. I understand it's an association, you know what I mean? But I feel like, should it come out guilty, then it's another story. But until then, then like, you know, I can't be thrown in the fire, if that makes sense.
Out of curiosity, considering that you're a new artist, and you will find yourself in situations just like the question Elsa's just asked you.
Yeah.
How are you hoping to navigate the room in awkward moments? Because your name is affiliated with so many big names. You know, you mentioned Casper in your song. There's Ricky. There's AKA. You know, now it's Java. Like,
I mean, man, I'm an independent artist. You know, so like I don't have the fortune to rely on a record label pushing my music for me. Everything we doing ourselves. You know, when we make a bag from a campaign or whatever, that goes straight back into the business. You know what I mean? So I'm not really living nice, if that makes sense, as much as there's a lot of name brands. You know, but I mean, you know, we don't have the privilege to lay back and have the decision say, you know what, let me not work with Java. You know, like for me, he's a big name, and honestly speaking, like regardless of that whole situation, like the way we connected human to human, like he's a really nice guy, and he really believes in my vision outside of the music already, and it was really just a special moment for me, you know.
Fully get you. When Ricky dropped Family Values, he said he was left with 3,000 rand. That's all he had to his name. When you were putting together Nkalagata, because this is a song that changed everything.
The remix?
No, the original.
Got you.
Bro. Tell us about Nkalagata. Where were you mindset wise, and how were you?
Bro, I was in the pits. I won't lie. Basically, prior to Nkalagata, I had finally made my first breakthrough in the sense of I was literally about to sign. It was a local label from South Africa. I had the contract, everything. We reviewed it, and the day I was meant to go sign, my stepdad passed away.
Oof.
Imagine.
Sorry about that.
And literally, like that was just like a sign for me to like realize that, you know, sometimes things happen in your life that are bad, but there's a reason behind it, if it makes sense, you know. Like, I mean, that passing made me not be able to like meet up with the label, and then when I got back, they didn't want to meet up with me, you know. So I was in and out of depression before Nkalagata, and man, financially it was bad. I mean, I remember Ricky called me up to go perform at this Cotton Fest pop-up thing that he did. Like, they were doing activations, you know, just to like give me a platform, you know, so we can get things going, you know. And like, I remember that day I got home after like a lot of people in the industry snapping me on Instagram and stuff for that performance. Felt so good, you know, but my account was in the negatives. You know, I couldn't even like buy myself a water leaving like the venue, you know what I mean? And that moment, I even posted that on my Instagram. I was like, look guys, it's all on you. You know, you guys, like, to the fans, you can see right now we have the product, we have something going. This is where my life is at right now. If you guys don't spread it, then it all goes to waste. That's the curse of being a musician. It's based on people's opinions, you know.
These are the stories you won't find on the internet. And one thing I appreciate about listening sessions, it gives you a better understanding of the artist, the art, and it reminds you that at the end of the day, y'all are human.
Yeah.
And it's very important for us to support Costa Titch one time. Let's go.
Ooh, that boy got one hit. Gonna here's another one. You can blame it on my skin. Shawty in my DM, son. Pull up with the cam chair. Out of young, we in the game. Summer tour, we in the rain. Life will never be the same. I'ma talk about these homies, cause these whack. Only real survive, and in Thwana, that's just facts. I be in the back with Mikado, we talking stacks. Hold up, they ain't ready for the facts. It's shoot. Check you with the new issue. I be hanging with your girl and she don't miss you. Say I love you, I say too. Bad beat, from commercial to the burbs. She be for the streets, homie, she ain't girls. I'm too clean, homie, on my way to girls. I'm too blessed, homie, on my way to church.
La bantana batidla la Costa Titch. La bantana batidla lumapore. La bantana batidla la Rikiri. TKZ. Alalash.
Area. In your area.
Alalash.
Area. In your area.
La Costa Titch. La Maporis. La Rikiri.
Costa Titch hanging out to Ricky Rick. DJ Maporisa also getting a cameo on this album. This one is called Arieng. You know, there's this vernac and love for vernac, if I can put it like that we hear in your music.
Yeah.
And immediately when someone sees you, it's the least of it's the unexpected, if I can put it like that, because one would immediately assume that you're going to be delivering your music through English. Let's talk about when did you start learning the language?
It's just amazing, man. Like, you know, my boys Phantom, Shampuru, Nalsino, like in studio they're always helping me and challenging me to, like, you know, do more. You know,
with the language,
yeah, because that's how I'm learning how to speak Zulu, is through my music. You know, so every single session it's like I'm learning new topics and how to speak on certain things, because sometimes I know the name or the word that I'm trying to say, but then it's like the joining words, like inge, petit, pete, like, you know what I mean? Like those things like are the the things that are challenging me the most, and they're really helping me with that. And
how would you describe your sound? Because I'd like to say you're an outlier. You sound, if you wanted to do pop, you could venture into pop. If you wanted to get a serious R&B feature, you could do that too, and it would make so much sense because of who and what you are. So how would you describe your sound?
Hip-hop is my forte. Like, that's been like since dancing. Like, growing up, I've just loved hip-hop. It's just been within me, you know. But in terms of my actual sound as a musician and artist, it's really, I'd say, African trap. That's the only way I can describe it.
Jeez.
Because even if you listen, like this previous song they played, there's log drums, and that's like used in amapiano. So we really experiment. We were like, okay, let's make a hip hop beat, but then now let's throw in log drums instead of 808. You know, give it more of a groove that, like, you know, we can relate to. You know what I mean? And also, I'm sure if American heard that, they can be like, what is that sound? You get what I'm trying to say?
Curious.
So
I love that, having that distinctive sound that makes one wonder where you come from, or immediately be able to say, oh, that's an African sound. That's generally a vibe. Now, subject matters that were hard for you to pen down or share on this album, what would you say was the hardest part for you to actually say, you know what, I think I'm ready to tell them about this?
Past relationships, getting into the industry, you know, man, definitely just the journey of like how we made in Galagata, the things we just spoke about now, you know, having my dad pass away, and, you know, dealing with those things, like that was like really hard for me to share, because in general I don't really get deep like that, you know. And ever since in Galagata, I realized that the one thing that actually changed my life was me being open and honest to my fans. And it was like, okay, fine, I actually, like, I'm technically a slave to my fans now, because it's like, yo, I need to be open and honest and tell them exactly what's happening in my life in order for the music and the energy to be real. You know, I can't be out here rapping saying, yo, man, I just bought a new whip, new car. Like, I didn't do that. You know what I mean?
I get you.
You can tell, somehow you can tell within music when someone doesn't believe what they're saying. And ever since I started talking about things that are actually happening, you know, people have been receiving it so much better.
It makes sense to play Blessing now.
Get the bag, twana like plenty. Funi mali puminge, ingakapheli. Sontwana please, ungangitsheli. Vuka ngabo 6 ekseni. Get the bag, twana like plenty. Funi mali puminge, ingakapheli. Sontwana please, ungangitsheli. Vuka ngabo 6 ekseni. Get the bag, twana like plenty. Funi mali puminge, ingakapheli. Sontwana please, ungangitsheli. Vuka ngabo 6 ekseni. Get the bag, twana like plenty. Funi mali puminge, ingakapheli. Sontwana please, ungangitsheli.
We only left to like 6 minutes. One more song to play. I could play Tembi, but I think you already know that one, so it wouldn't make any sense. At the end of the day, we're doing this for you. You're the consumer. You're the one that buys the music. You're the one that streams the music. So I think it makes sense to allow you the time of day to ask Costa any question. All you need to do is ring us up on 011 772 0992, or you can tweet us at YFM Saturday DJ or at Altovis_L. There's one that came through from OG_Samke. He is the host of SA Hip Hop Live, no DJ Zandy. He's asking, is there a ghostwriter? Since you say you can't speak vernac, he also says he can hear it. How do you maneuver that?
There's no such thing as a ghostwriter when it pertains to my brand, because I'm always open and honest. You know, it's Phantom Steez, Nalsino, Shampuru, Makenzo. Those are my guys, you know.
And you did say.
Yeah, and every interview I always do say that, you know. So just to kill that out there for anyone listening, go to the interviews, you know, do some research about the brand, check the writing credits. Even when we posted the album, we have a full list of credits from production to writing.
What are your thoughts on ghostwriters in hip-hop?
Yo, man, like, I was actually shook. I went and I checked out Lil Wayne's Millie, I went and checked out Eminem's 8 Mile, the Lose Yourself, I think.
Yeah.
And there's more than one person listed as a writer. So it's like, yo, man, if you guys are looking at like the most iconic hip hop songs from back in the day, and there's a group of people writing them, why aren't we doing that here? Why are we putting our egos in front of like our product? You get what I'm saying?
Hear you. A lot of messages coming through. This one from Lindo says, I ain't got any, bro. I had everything on my nigga Costa Titch. Big up, my nigga. I really want this album. Favorite tracks right now, Blessing, the one with Java, Lala, love it. Anonymous, what's up, 11-1? Please switch off the radio when you call us. What's up?
Costa Titch, bro. Producer here on the line.
No, he can hear you. Talk to him.
Without taking a lot of time, I really need to say big ups to Ricky Rick for actually doing what he did. I know Ricky from back in the day. I won't mention a lot on that, but big ups to him for doing what he did for you. But what I will say to you, Costa Titch, keep your head up. Your time is here now. Just focus on the music, focus on what you did, focus on just being original and giving us that good vibe, bruh. All the best for everything, and your music is fire. So it's the first time actually hearing Blessing right now, and that track is fire. So I'm definitely buying the album. I'm definitely downloading. All the best, my brother.
So much, bro. Appreciate it.
Awesome stuff. Thank you very much for the call. Anonymous seems like he knows a lot more. He's just holding it back. I see the Wires got this one right. You did sample Ras Bafui, Count Your Blessings.
Yes, sir.
Shout out one time to Loazi0708. He got it right. Maluma_Sia says Count Your Blessings is the sample. There's one from Sia_SA says listening to the best drive. They playing some of Costa Titch music from his upcoming album. I'm going to enjoy this one when it drops. There's one from Vocab says just good music with no pause, no stunt.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
We have to wrap it up with this joint. You got Youngster CPT.
Ooh.
It's called Vacha Biggie.
Yes,
Tell us a little bit more about this joint. Already, I'm excited.
Man, like, I don't even know how to put it. It was another one of those, like, 30-minute tracks. Like,
yeah.
You know, for me, funny enough, sometimes it's just like the initial energy I put onto the songs is really what just, like, sticks, you know? And, you know, I've had the song. I've been performing that. I performed that song throughout the whole of December last year. Fans were going crazy.
Yeah.
But I had to hold on to it and say, we need the right guy. You know, and what better to come through with Youngster CPT?
Let's go.
Cape Town, Nail Spray connecting on this joint. Vacha Biggie, let's go.
Promo vid, out here looking like an album drop. Find me at the top, all your flop. Meaning color got the ASAP rocks. Big box, peak, I'ma get unlocked. Fuck a bitch, I'm an SS with the chopper. One drop, I get booked out for the summer. Run her up, put on the commas. All you want, hit wonders, yeah. We lit, Titch, can't we swag, hit the swoosh.
It's gotta be that one joint I can't play fully. It happens all the time with a listening session. The point is for you to go buy the album. You know, do people still record music when he plays on the radio?
Some of us still record our voice what? That thing that says hi is out to be someone available.
Voicemail.
Yeah, you put it by the radio just so you can hear a soundtrack.
Let me ruin this song a little bit more for you. Costa, this album is sounding crazy, dog, and you only gave us 7 joints. The only song I didn't play was Tembi.
Yeah.
Because you already know it. Like, I feel like the masses already know that joints.
Yeah.
This time is your time. You got a minute. Let's go.
Yo, guys, to the Titch gang listening and supporting, thank you so much. To anyone out there that doesn't know about, like myself, please check us out on social media. It's Costa Titch, CostaTitch, and on Twitter, it's Costa Titch World. Don't go to Costa Titch on Twitter. Those guys are stealing and acting like they me, basically. You know what I mean? But other than that, album out on Friday, guys. It's my debut album. I need as much love and support as possible, so please go ahead and cop the album. Let me know how you feel about it, you know, and yeah, let's just keep spreading love and positivity into the world. 100%. That's my last message. Yo,
GP, let's make this album go gold in one day. You know what I mean? It's possible. We can do it collectively. Let's support Costa Titch teaming up with Youngster CPT. It's got some crazy features, man. It's got Java, he's got Ricky Rick. I can go on and on and on. You got to buy it. It drops this coming Friday. Follow him on the socials. Shout out one time, Costa. Thank you very much for coming through, bro.
Thank you for having me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Nice
You're
one.
very, very talented, Joe.
Thank you.
Crazy
Thank
talented.
you.
Do you smash fans?
What?
Okay, bye-bye.
What?